In this video, we will discuss the formation and translation of the perfect passive infinitive. Let's first remind ourselves about some of the basics about infinitives. With the present active infinitive, remember that the present active infinitive is simply the second principal part of the verb. And so from amo amaro, we have amara. From wideo widera, we have widera. From pono ponera, we have ponera. From audio audira, we have audira. The present active infinitive is translated as to blank. So we have to love, to see, to place, and to hear. Let's take a look at an example of the perfect passive infinitive in Latin. Think about these principal parts: audio, audira, audivi, auditum, and see if you can figure out which principal part is being used to create the perfect passive infinitive. Okay, here's our sentence. Livius scripsit, carmina a civibus audita esse. Our main verb is scripsit, Livius is the subject, carmina is the accusative subject of our indirect statement, a civibus is the ablative of agent, and audita esse is the perfect passive infinitive. And so we will translate this. Livy wrote, Livius scripsit, that, key indirect statement word in English, these songs, carmina, had been heard audita esse, a civibus, by the citizens. Can you tell how we formed audita esse? You might notice that audita is the perfect passive participle from audio audira. And so this is what we're going to use to make our examples of the perfect passive infinitive. All we need to do is take the perfect passive participle and add esse. And remember that the perfect passive participle is an us, a, adjective. And so we will need to represent all three genders when we write our perfect passive infinitive. So from amo, amara, we'll take the perfect participle, amatus, amata, amatum, and add esse. For wideo, widera, we'll take our perfect passive participle, visos, visa, visum, and add esse. For pono, poner, we'll have positus, posita, positum, esse. And for audio, audira, we'll have auditus, audita, auditum, esse. To translate the perfect passive infinitive, we'll use the formula to have been blanked. Notice that this is both perfect, using the indicator have, and passive, using the indicators been blanked. And so we have the translations to have been loved, to have been seen, to have been placed, and to have been heard. I'd like to point out one more thing about our example sentence from before. Livius scripsit carmina a civibus audita esse. Notice that our perfect passive infinitive has a participle that ends in a. This is because audita is matching the case, number, and gender of carmina. Carmina is neuter, plural, and accusative. And so audita is also neuter, plural, and accusative. The ending of the participle must match the case, number, and gender of its subject.